On the shoulders of giants.
What's that?
You never heard that phrase? Standing on the shoulders of giants? Yes, we're doing a podcast fairly efficiently, but only because of Matt Bertuzzi, or primarily because of Matt, so like I didn't start
100%.
from scratch, like not reinventing the wheel, but like building on. Yeah.
And with that, this is To Wit, a podcast for women in tech doing life. I'm Melinda Smith.
And I'm Christy Guzman.
Why not start weird? Let's start weird. Let's get weird.
Let's get weird and learn about things that you didn't know.
I have a stupid funny story. My cousin's husband works in the safety business.
As one does.
Yeah. And then she was telling me just a little bit ago on the phone that he had a conference and she helped plan like the evening out. And she was telling me all about it and how, she picked this great restaurant and he's really cool. It went really well, but all I could think while she was finishing her story, and then I waited till she was done and I asked her, so did you plan a safety dance? And she was like, oh my God. I'm like, come on.
I mean, you have to. My dear friend Heidi, who was my maid of honor, danced with her dad to the safety dance.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
At her wedding. I'm pretty sure it would be better if I knew, but his job is somehow safety related and or he just is super safety conscious person or both. But it's like a known fact. That's
intense that if you're just a safe person.
No, I'm pretty sure his job had some connotation that it would be nice to remember, but I wasn't planning to tell this story. But I just thought of the safety dance, and I'm pretty sure it involved like, you're moving away from home, so here's a rape whistle, and here's mace.
Toddler scissors.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Well, how's it going, Melinda?
It's amazing. Good to know that in the first 2 minutes we can derail already. We're awesome like that.
I was talking to somebody about like the podcast and they're like, so do you have topics? And it's like, well, yeah, we try.
I mean,
but apparently people keep listening to us just mumbling to each other.
It's true. But they still like us. I mean,
that's good.
At least so far. Okay. So I was thinking it's summer and, I'm 90 days in my new position and, Olive is going to kindergarten soon and running around. So I haven't had a ton of time to like read or listen to my podcasts or, do kind of the typical things you do that ingest other forms of information and inspiration.
Okay.
So I have been feeling lacking in that, like kind of lacking on topics for the podcast or lacking in social conversations. And I'm like digging into like old story, like my bag of tricks. Like what old stories do I have to tell at the dinner table? I don't know what the deal is, but I feel like I'm like lacking.
That you're a pirate when you're doing that.
Let me get into my bag of tricks here.
I mean, you do wear the bandanas on your head. The pirate theme isn't far off.
You do drink a lot. I mean, that's kind of a thing, right? Not a lot of rum, but whatever. So my question to you is, if you feel like this, when you feel like this, like how do you reset or get like inspired, or where do you get your inspiration from?
I do not have a child, so I probably have more time to read in general. But one thing that I think is really great, and of course we've talked about this, and I'm probably repeating myself, is user group meetings. But I will say with a special caveat that at the most recent nonprofit user group meeting, there was somebody who just got their licenses, and it was like, brand new Salesforce. What about, like, I swear, I was like so excited. It was like, ooh, what about, be careful when you build your role hierarchy. It doesn't have to match your actual hierarchy. And, ooh, you can do so many things, but think about where you really want to get to. And like, and it was just God. Just thinking, and we were talking about apps, that are nonprofit friendly apps, and it just was like, ooh, I've never had a new Salesforce before. So it was just
made you remember all the things you love about it.
Yeah. And I found out last week somebody from the user group reached out to me and she was like, hey, I'm going through the Admin 201 training. It's taking place in your building. you should come talk about user groups. What? Heck yeah.
Duh.
So I went down there and gave away stickers and just did this about user groups, right? Blabbered on for as long as they let me, 10 minutes or whatever, and gave out cards and stickers and like join up and, so
So
it's
cool.
right. And it was just a
Yeah.
great, like, I just love that connection of like, look at all these new admins that want to get certified, So I think
Come here, baby admins. Let
right?
me show you
I
the
know.
way. Right.
it's so fun. It's good Kool-Aid. So I think that's a good inspiration because I agree it can be easy to. I was just reading something on Facebook about like prepping for stuff on the weekends and how that, or like, doing your week prep on Sunday evening, but then it feels like you're cutting into your time for the week. And they were talking about the science of doing novel things. The time seems like it goes very fast while you're doing them, but then you remember them later, like better, and that seems like a longer time, like because you remember them as opposed to the nights where you go home and read a book and then, or just like lay around. It seems like that takes a long time at the time it's happening, but later you don't really remember it, and it seems like you never get enough time to relax or whatever it is. So it was interesting just thinking about getting out of a habit can be hard, and like the patterns of like, yep, I go to work, I go home, I eat dinner, I go to bed.
Totally.
And kind of shaking things up a little bit.
I want to read more, so the way I'm trying to read more is I just keep stacking more books on my nightstand.
So
I'm like osmosis while I sleep is what I'm thinking.
What's funny, I'm pretty sure in this same article, it talked about plan your reading time for the morning and not before you go to bed, because then you're going to fall asleep after a few pages. And it was like, maybe you don't think you have time, but like take those few minutes instead of swiping through your Instagram to read, and like, has anything new really happened since midnight when you did that right before you went to bed, right? Which was funny because you're like, oh, I did get that last night, But
you do. I do too.
But I think that could be interesting.
I like that. I'm going to try that. I will check in at the next one.
Okay, because I think that idea of like, I'm not ready to get up yet, but I don't want to just sleep more. Like, I think that could be interesting. I mean, maybe your brain's not totally awake. We'll have to try that. Maybe we should read the same book and talk about it. Okay. I just brought this up randomly right now, except not today.
I have a whole stack of ones I'm either 4 pages in or intend to read.
Okay. We'll have to come up. Maybe next time we can come up with a book and like make this book club-ish.
I'm all about this morning thing. Because my alarm goes off at 6:30, and then I kind of dink around for a half before I get up. And I usually either just lay here, stress about the project, look on my phone. But like, why can't I just open the book and read about? I'm like reading this new nutrition book, and I'm still not through Drop the Ball, and I have like this pseudo journal book type situation that I want more of. And
are you saying you're dropping the ball on dropping the ball?
Oh, bad! My God.
I didn't even know that was a book, but that was like such a softball pun. I could not take it. Ooh, softball, drop the ball. Oh my gosh, I just can't stop here.
You're so punny.
Okay, so maybe trying something new, read in the morning, and maybe...
Because I feel like you said, I always felt more inspired and a better conversationalist after I've listened to podcasts I like, or engaged in books I really like, or like you said, doing... hosting the Women in Tech group. I miss my groups. I miss hosting that and feeling like you're disseminating knowledge, or at least sharing some of your experiences. So I did finally narrow down 3 nonprofits, three reentry programs that I want to look at. And one of the parts of this one specifies on education after release from prison or jail. So I just need to look into it a little more, because I'd prefer it to be women specific. I'm, just because I, would like to stay in like the women in tech and inspiring women. So hopefully that will help too. Like, of course that takes time away, and we're always doing 1,000 things, but I feel, I want to share, I want to give back somehow, and I'm not doing that right now. So I feel like that adds to my lack of inspiration. It's all about me. Like,
well, and it's funny, this is almost was kind of a pseudo topic in my head when we were talking about topics, because I was just discussing with somebody how sometimes it's the things that rejuvenate us that we deprioritize. Like girls'
Totally.
trips,
Yeah.
right? You know, making if no one's getting married or divorced or whatever, you know, like if there's
Dead.
no reason, right, for people to get together, then it's hard. And sometimes you just have to say, like, okay, we're gonna say it now. Like, we're gonna go on a cruise,
Yep.
to wit, one ship in 2018.
Hell
If
yeah.
people want to come, you can come with us and hang out with us because everyone's great. If no one wants to come, Melinda and I are going on a boat
Yep.
together,
Two wit,
and
one ship, one recording.
we're gonna find out. Maybe we leave somewhere from Florida. I don't know where we're gonna go, but I'm saying it so that I have accountability, because otherwise it's never happens, right? So, you know, I just realized recently in thinking about, like, I haven't done any really crafty stuff. Now, I also have the problem that sometimes I buy the stuff and then don't make the craft. But even I haven't even been buying the stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But I
Books on
like
my
that
nightstand.
stuff,
I get you.
you know. So like, why do we? But I like. I'm sure there's some
I
science,
know.
you know. But like, it's just not a habit, so you don't do it. I don't know. Why do we stop doing the things that make us happy?
I I have no good answer. Painting makes me happy. Photography makes me happy. Going on a hike, and I don't. Like you said, I deprioritize the shit that rejuvenates my soul. It's like makes you feel whole again. Like going out and taking pictures centers me in a way that nothing else does. And I took
I
my
didn't know
camera
that
out
about
for the
you.
first time. Oh yeah, I'm taking pictures since I was like, I don't know, 17 or 18, and it's truly the most calm. Like even meditating, yoga, whenever I throw that in my life, it's the most calm I am. And I finally took my camera out like 2 weekends ago, and I'd left it on, so it was dead. And I was like, ugh, fine. I don't even care.
The logistics can be hard sometimes, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, how do we? I think that kind of relates to what you're saying with inspiration, right? Like, it's easy to get in. How do you balance the adulting and the things you have to do with the things that you like could kind of benefit you, and not let logic get in the way, right? Like, maybe, I don't know. But then I can also, then my logical brain kicks in, right? And it's like, well, don't go off the deep end just because, you know, like, don't start like taking vacations every weekend because you need a break all the time, you know, but
Well,
because
maybe
like
how about
financially
this?
that's not smart, but
Well, no. How about you and I commit to 1 hour a week of doing something that we love? Like reading, crafting, painting, hiking, um, taking pictures, like something that's not, or speaking at a user group or working with a nonprofit, like something that we have just said makes us feel good.
to be
1 hour
fair,
a week.
I went to a user group meeting already this week.
Well, see, you're already ahead of me. If it's a contest, you are winning.
I mean, obviously it's a contest, even if it's not.
Everything's a contest. And listeners, you know we're right.
It doesn't matter, except it matters.
It always matters.
Speaking of a quasi contest that doesn't matter if you get rejected because you know it's a percentage thing and maybe it's not just you, you know, the call for Dreamforce speakers is open.
I did it. I finally did it. Like,
Yeah?
I did. So we have a group panel in for the gift squad. Sam Safin, Amy Opplinger, and I have a group panel in for one we've submitted. I think 2 other times. We submitted it to Southeast Dreamin', maybe.
That sounds familiar, perhaps.
So we submitted that group one again, and then I submitted a solo one, and
Oh, did you?
I did. It's gonna be awesome. I love my session title, but I've repeated it to a couple people, and only one person has gotten the reference. But I'm just gonna tell you because it's not like it ruins anything. It's already out there. So it's for Field Service Lightning,
Okay.
and the title is "Dude, Where's My Crew?" Come on, it's a terrible movie. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Who's
But-
not seen Dude, Where's My Car?
I don't know. My husband didn't get it, but he also wasn't like in the brain of
Puns?
yeah, and session speaking and like, you know what I mean? So maybe he just was like, I don't even know what words you're saying right now. Great.
What are words?
what, what are words?
So you did submit, which is wonderful. I'm a procrastinator, so I have not yet. But this is going to come out before June 30th. So if you're an admin or developer and you want even the chance of getting a free pass to Dreamforce, you should submit something.
You
And
get
I
a free
think
pass?
as a speaker,
Yeah.
yeah,
I did not know that.
I'm 98.9% repeating percent sure.
I'll be
So
damned.
don't quote me, asterisk. But
Well, I mean, I
I'm
already
pretty
did.
sure
This
because
is
they want to make sure you get
literally
there. Right? Dang it. But what I think is really important to remember, and I think we talked about this a little bit, but if you have been an admin, accidental admin, really certified admin, anywhere in between, for 2 years or 10 years or 2 months, you have something to share. Maybe not 2 months. Okay. If you've never been before, maybe your first Dreamforce, you could just go and get overwhelmed and soak it all in and have a great time and not worry about speaking. But I think your field service lightning is a really good example. You have done something that you have details about that someone else could benefit from. And I think we've talked about sessions that we've attended in the past that we remember years later. And so I think it's really important to remember there are people, like the people I met at the user group, that are just starting that know nothing. So you might not know everything. Nobody knows everything. But you know something. And there's especially if it's about lightning, like there's probably someone who needs to hear it or would want to hear it.
I agree.
So I think there's some great resources happening right now of recommendations about writing session abstracts. There's one in the Women in Tech group that will probably be recorded and we'll probably be able to share once it happens. And even the admin evangelism team has posted some great samples and ideas about what to say. If you've been to these things, just think about, give it to someone else to read and be like, do you care about this? Or like, would you want to go to this? You know, so there is an element of that because there's going to be bajillions of submissions, but don't let that stop you from trying. Because
Amber Boaz gave me awesome advice, which I feel like
of course she did.
Of course she did. Because I feel like it took like the pressure off. She was like, write your abstract like with a question in mind. Like, what are you trying to share with them? What are they going to take home? And it doesn't have to be fully baked right now. Like, get that out there, and then if it is, then you can formulate, you know, the rest of your session around it. But don't let the fact of you don't have all the details right now keep you from submitting a session. Mm-hmm. You can get to that part later. And for me, that took a lot of stress and anxiety off of me, because I was like, I'm not sure I know. What if I want to talk about these 5 talking points and this one I'm not sure yet? And she was like, just don't stress about that yet. Like, once you get accepted, then you can formulate the rest of your
and they will help you. Like, you will not be alone. You will have someone from Salesforce to sponsor you and make sure you meet all the deadlines you need to meet and practice and all those things. So you will not be alone in the world getting all that together. But I think that's a great, getting out of your own way is a lot of the battle. So I feel like I can't say this any other way, right? Like, you know something that someone else needs to know, and you don't have to know everything to speak about something. I at Force Academy, I talked about lightning layouts, talking about the same thing, refreshing that session for Midwest Dreamin', and I submitted it originally because I wanted to force myself to learn it, right? So going through that process of building that presentation really helped me in what I wanted to do and forcing myself to do it, and then I was able to help other people, hopefully. So yeah, especially if helping other people and doing user group stuff, like if that floats your boat, I think speaking is really just a different and great way to experience Dreamforce.
I'm excited about it. I think
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I'm not as freaked out at the thought about it anymore. Like, at first I was like, oh my God, what am I going to say? I'm going to look like an idiot. But nah, I mean, this is so new, and nobody nobody gives a shit. Like they're first of all, no one sits through a whole damn session anyway. So hopefully they'll just catch my like good wittiness for the 5 minutes that they're there. But the field service lightning, and I'm kind of going with the angle, that Amber had suggested too. Like, I'm not going to tell you end to end how to install it and how it's amazing. I'm going to give you 5 amazing tips about it and 5 amazing cool things about it, and then you're going to decide if it's for you or not.
And then explore more, right? It doesn't have to be all the information about every fucking thing.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So we're already down the rabbit hole. So,
we always go.
So last year I was asked to speak on an MVP panel of picking apps, which was really fun. And just talking about the things that I use, like the fact that people don't know that Clone This User exists, like amazes me, right? Like, right. But there's people that don't, and so just the things that you learn and different experiences and just, yeah.
I'm excited. It's going to be awesome. I get to go to Trailhead next week. I just want to throw that out there because I know you're not. Contest, I'm winning.
I'm sorry, you're going where?
TrailheaDX. TrailheaDX.
Thank you.
TrailheaDX.
Put the X in there.
Sorry.
Get it right. Yes. I would be sort of jealous, except I went to the first one and you didn't. So that's never going to happen again.
I have an original Catter badge.
Ooh, I can't find mine. I earned it, but I have no idea what set of creds I earned it on. But I have 3D printed Catter badge earrings. So, mic drop.
Fine. What? Still.
But I'm excited. Are you excited? Are there specific sessions you're intrigued about? Is this going to be your first MVP experience out in the world?
It is, actually, yeah. I got to be honest, I'm excited about all of it, but really every time I go to San Francisco, the first 2 things that I plan, because I'm a nerd, is I plan when I'm going to go to Ritual Yoga, because it's one of my favorite yoga places, and I think instead of 2 mornings of that, Soul Cycle.
Did you just say both workout things while I said food and milkshake things? Okay.
Yeah, but here's the deal. I lived in California for 3 years, so I love In-N-Out, but it's not such a novelty to me anymore. So I'm excited for the Equality happy hour. There's an MVP happy hour, so literally my first MVP event. So I'm excited.
There's going to be an Equality booth. Yes. Mary Scotton is all over it.
I volunteer too. I'm at some community booth.
Yep. Probably.
They were like, "Can you volunteer?" And I was like, "Where do I sign up? I just do whatever you ask."
Tell me where to be. Give me a t-shirt. Let's go.
Right. Oh my God, it's so true. So yeah, I'm excited. There's a ton of lightning stuff. I think I'm going to focus a lot on that because every project. Okay. The second project that I've only been on, I push it, and my go-to, no matter how strong or not strong this phrase is I tell them Salesforce is not going to be making any they're not going to be doing as many cool things for Classic as they are for Lightning. So if this is new, we're going with Lightning. If the client, I'm talking to the project manager, if your client has a passionate reason why not to, let's discuss. But this is
if they don't know any better, then don't even bring it up.
Yeah, so I'm going to focus mostly on Lightning.
Nice.
And just getting my hands dirty. I'm so freaking excited.
Yay! It's a great time to nerd out.
Dots.
I got new polka dots. I love it. I think it was a really great experience for sessions of exposing myself to new things, seeing the keynote, but in a more intimate, in blah, blah, blah. Last year was at the Warfield. I don't know where it's going to be this year, but I don't know, just a lot of the things you love about Dreamforce, but in a manageable scale.
That's kind of what I'm looking forward to too.
Yeah. Just hanging out with a couple hundred of your bestie friends.
Yep. I am sharing a room with Nikki Jibbo and Gabby Pedroni. So,
did you see Gabby's nails on Twitter?
Yes.
Stop it with Astro on them.
It's so awesome.
And it's not even I have the nail things, what are they called? Jamberries, even though I never remember to put them on. So I have 2 full sets I've never used. Same. That's a legit painted on Astro. Mm-hmm. I'm impressed.
Yeah, they kind of booked later. So, I booked, it's happening. I booked the room. And then Nikki was like, I'm vacillating if I'm going to go or not, because she's going on her own dime as well. And I was like, just why don't you share a room with me? And then I talked to Gabby later, same thing. She's like, I can't decide. And I was like, just share. Like, we'll just pile in.
Slumber party.
It'll just, save some cost.
Yep.
And make sure that we show up for the breakfast, the lunch, and the after event. Like, they'll feed us. So, I'm like, let's just pile in. I don't even care. And my mom, she's here for the week and through Trailhead, because, of course, Josh is literally flying the 3 days that I'm gone. My mom was like, oh, my God, 3 girls to a room? And I was like, it's actually great. Like, every time I do an event, I always have a great time with whomever I'm bunking with. And she's like, yeah, you're 20 years younger than me. I see how that's fun. Like,
well, and I guess it's that is interesting. I wonder if it's sort of generational-ish. Like, I would share a bed. I don't care. Like, it doesn't occur to me to care, really.
Well, it's fun times. It's almost like pseudo vacation. So I'm not, it's not like I need to get up and make sure that I am prepared for my presentation and my
Well, I mean, it is work. Like, you're like representing.
It's fun work.
I know. But still, like, yeah, you do have to get up and whatever, but I don't know. Maybe that's just, what if that's a quasi-millennial, whatever we are, generation thing? The cusp.
I'm not a millennial.
Why?
Why?
You're a what?
I'm a Gen X.
What?
I was born in 77, so I'm like on the cusp, but I'm fairly certain I'm more of a Gen X than a Gen Y, which is the millennial.
What? How did I not know how old you are?
I'm 40 this year. I'm 40 in November.
No.
Yeah.
Stop it.
So when I say I'm getting into my bag of stories, that's what I mean. I'm older.
My mind is blown.
Should we have started with like getting to know you podcast episode 1? How old are you?
I don't know. Like, this just literally never occurred to me that you're older than me. I don't know. No one can see my face, but like, what? Well, you look great.
Oh, thanks. Good genes in my family.
Ooh,
I have a question. So there's an event the first night. Does it include music too? Are they just feeding us? Is it like a little Dreamforce?
I don't know.
That face was like, I'm not going to tell you.
No, well, I don't know, because last year, I believe it was like a day and a half or 2 days, and then night had a concert. I did not go to it because I went to a work dinner. What? We had clients in town, and I got free better food.
Oh, yes.
And I mean, I love some free food, but we were partnering with Salesforce, so I basically went to dinner with like 20 Salesforce people, which to me is a good time. And as a partner is helpful. So yeah, so I did that. I did not go to it was Lenny Kravitz last year. But again, it was at the Warfield, which I've been to other concerts at, and it's a nice, lovely
Warfield, I don't
venue.
know what it is.
It's right on Market.
Mixed feelings about concerts anymore, meaning that like I used to do like a ton of shows in my mid-20s. We in Denver too. My girlfriend was friends with someone that used to work the door at the Fillmore, so he would always let us in for shows. As I got older, it just became more aggravating with people like on me, so like I would stand further back. At Dreamforce, it's been like hit or miss. Like at Bruno Mars, I was in the mix. I enjoyed it. He put on a great show. But then when the concert was on the pier with the Killers and Foo Fighters, I kind of stood back because that was a little intense. So I don't know. I'm actually going to a concert in July, going to the Dirty Heads at Red Rocks per suggestions of my friends. It's like pseudo reggae-ish.
Okay.
In Red Rocks, like it's
oh,
an amazing
beautiful
venue.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Go see anything there. But I'm just always mixed. Like on one hand, I want to be there and enjoy the music, but on the other hand, I'm like, stop touching me, get off me. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not.
Put your phone away.
Oh my God!
Stop
and there's
it.
always like inevitably some drunk elbow in my face. No matter how far back I stand, I was like, I am literally near the bathrooms. How is some drunk girl in my eyesight?
So I haven't gone to concerts for a while. I did try to go to one not that long ago for free, or last summer for free, and then it rained and it was a wet mess. But recently I went to Third Eye Blind.
Oh, I love that.
And the reason it was amazing is two. Number one, they were supposed to put out a new album and didn't finish it. So instead, they just sang their entire first album front to back, which is exactly what I would have wanted if I got to pick.
Right?
Because that was from 20 years ago.
Yes.
And I can still sing all those fucking songs because
100%.
what amount of your brain stores lyrics? Like, they didn't even do that much stuff from Blue. Like, they did some of the newer things, and then they did cover to cover. They did that album.
Oh my God.
That happened.
I love that album.
The other thing that was awesome, well, there's three things. He started out, it was really hard to get a picture of, in a jacket with blue lights in it on the lapels, which was amazing. But he also was so, like, would stop, or, you know, like when they're like playing the middle of a song and they kind of just strum and like keep going and start talking. And he just kept talking about, like, it's so much about the fans and like, this moment will never happen again. And this moment is happening right now. And be in this moment. It's not on Instagram. No one's going to get it. Like, be here and listen. And of course, the people next to me are like, yeah, you know, like you say, in a Trump hat, you know, drunk, whatever. But like, fine, I'll be here with you, but you like stay over there.
Don't touch me.
But in a nod to, like, I'm sort of happy because I'm kind of curmudgeonly. It was cheaper for me to buy a seat than it was to buy a lawn seat. So I had friends that were on the lawn, and I was like, let me go just check out my seat. And then I just stayed in it because I don't want to sit on the grass. But then for the encore, for God of Wine, which is one of my favorite songs, I went back there and hung out with them. So, yeah, so that was really great. And so I'm really, you know, I couldn't have planned that. Like, they could have played all new songs I've never heard and like 2 old songs, but it just worked out really great. And I'm happy that I went. And Incubus is coming, which is the first show, no, not the first show I ever went to. The show I've seen the most. But I might be. I
don't think I have that. I don't think I've seen people on repeat. I've seen a lot of like rap collaborators. You know, because you don't ever these days go to, like, and I'm aging myself because I think it's R&B or hip hop, but I call it rap. Whatever. The point is, I've gone to a lot of those shows. So, like, there's been a handful of shows I've gone to where there's the same people, but I haven't followed like one band. Like, in my deep, deep love for Prince, I only got to see him once. Mm-hmm. I can't think of it. I don't think there's anyone that I've been a repeat offender of being so enamored with seeing. I've seen.
Yeah, that was in college. I want to say I've seen them 3 times, maybe just 2 though.
So you're gonna go again this year?
We'll see. I'm possibly considering trying to invite myself to, you know, an event in Denver. So
well, I know
it happens
a girl here that would put you up.
Really?
Yeah. She's super nice. She's a little erratic and a lot to handle, but nice.
And 40. What?
And 40.
What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll see. And that is an event that I'm not going to be able to remember the name of off the top of my head. It involves numbers.
Daydreamin'?
Yes.
Oh, it's 5280 Dreamin'. So
yes.
5280 is the amount of feet that it is for a mile, and we're a mile high, so 5,280 feet. There you go.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either. I'm just learning. You're just dropping knowledge all up in here.
All over the place. So come to Daydreamin', stay at my house. Rachel and Jessica stayed last week, which was a damn frickin' joy. It was awesome to see them, and we got to hang out and chit-chat, and I didn't get to spend enough time with them because I had to work, but it was good to see them, and I know that they're considering other places to live. I don't think that's a secret. Anyways.
That's my...
I was like...
Blasty, putting it on Blasty face.
Anyways, they're just considering.
Who isn't considering moving to Denver?
Right, right. I was like, I don't think that's a secret. Anyways, so yeah, come stay with me. I have a home with a spare room that is an open invite for you.
Okay,
do it.
We'll see. You or Incubus, or neither. We'll see.
What? Me and Incubus, or is it me or?
It's or. It's the same day.
Oh.
We'll see. Life happens.
Well, I mean, Incubus...
I've seen them before.
You can come see me anytime, but you can also see me anytime.
I know,
I'm not going anywhere.
but then I don't have an excuse to maybe get there for work-related reasons.
This is true. If you can get work to pay for it, I say you do it.
The struggle is real.
The struggle is real. Oh my God.
Budgeting is the best.
I'm telling you, though, it's like free. Everything's fair game right now for the first year. Because Blue Wolf, I think I told you, doesn't really compensate for extracurricular conferences and stuff until after a year. So now I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever. I do what I want.
Well, Map Anything is sponsoring this 5280 adventure, so...
Oh, well then, duh. That's a slam dunk. Softball. Ball. Come see me.
So, aside from me seeing you, which would be your favorite thing in the whole world, what other super favorite things you got going on right now?
I am obsessed with Halsey's new album. Like, it's literally on repeat while I'm working. I haven't done this in years, like probably 10, 15 years. I put the album on last night while I went to sleep. Like, when I was younger, I used to listen to music.
Did you buy a CD? Just kidding.
I know. I put the album on. I buy my CDs from
Put on my record player that's by my bed.
So Josh was flying, and I'm laying there, and I'm like, I just want to listen to it again. So I just turned it on. It's on constant repeat. I adore her. I think she's amazing. I loved her first album. I love her second album. I'm following her on Twitter. I researched her background.
We need to have an intervention.
It's intense. Now, I say I'm a super fan because I do all the intense research, and I'll try and digest and dissect a song. But I looked at her website or something the other day, and it was if you were on this website and she gave a nugget to this song and you went here and then you could hear parts of it. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm not that kind of fan. I don't even know what your website is. I'm more I'm super obsessed with your music and I want to dissect every song, but I don't know what your website is. And
what genre of music is this? Rap. Just kidding.
Yeah. It's rap. I don't know.
Is it soothing? Does it have lyrics?
It does. It has lyrics. It's moody. A lot of the songs give me the feels, and other songs make me want to shake my shoulders.
If I'm going to listen to one song, what's my favorite? What's your fave?
Colors.
Colors by Halsey, Halsey. Halsey, sorry.
Yes. So that's on her first album. Her second album, my new favorite might be, oh God, I don't know if I can pick.
You can pick
Eyes
two.
Closed or Now or Never.
Okay.
Let's see if it gives a genre on here.
I'll investigate.
Yeah, I don't want to waste our time trying to figure out the genre. Anyways, it's just amazing.
Okay. I like it.
What about you? What's your super fave this week?
I listened to a really fun episode of another podcast called Every Little Thing that is a host. It used to be called Surprisingly Awesome, and then they changed it, and it's a new host who really likes to dig into, find out every little thing about weird things. And this one was about flamingos. And it was really interesting because you think of flamingos as being silly with their weird little big legs, and they're actually fucking tough. And they're
Really?
they can drink boiling water. And I'm just going to give away the whole pocket. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait. But why? When do they have access to boiling water?
So they can live in really extreme climates. So there's some of them that live northerly somewhere. You think of them as tropical, but there's some of them that live and they're standing in water and it gets cold enough at night that the water freezes, and then in the morning it unfreezes and then they walk away. So they're literally stuck all night long and don't freeze their legs. What? Right? So interesting. So it's funny because then they go on a quest to make a flamingo mascot, and they find the University of the Bahamas or something that it's a fighting flamingo is their mascot. Anyway, it's really interesting. It's hosted by Flora Lickman, and it's just really fun. So it was also fun. #YesFlamingo was a thing, and I have this app called Cupcakes. And every month I pick a little calendar to make the lock screen on my phone, and it's flamingos.
Wait, it's with the podcast? So
No. This is totally unrelated. So this app makes these fun calendars. It's $1, And it's called not. It's like cupcakes, but it looks like cupcakes. Yeah, cupcakes. So it's $1. And so this one I picked is flamingos. And so there's some that have little calendars or you can add monograms to them. And they come out with new ones every month. So it's really handy. My friend showed it to me. And so so that way I have a calendar on the lock screen of my phone. And it's cute. And this month, it's flamingos. So anyway, I just feel like I'm like channeling. It's like secret strength or something. I don't know. It's really, I found it really interesting. So there you go. Every little thing. They also have done other really interesting ones about the emergency response system. And I can't think of other things right now.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I
so
like
there you go.
Interesting shit like that. And they're pink from eating shrimp, right?
Ooh, that I don't know.
Yeah.
But
well,
probably.
That podcast clearly didn't cover everything.
But those are like, there's one other really interesting fact, but the boiling water is the one that I remember.
My brain is like, but why? When do they have access to boiling water?
I don't know. Maybe it's really hot in the tropics, and then you're in the water and you gotta drink it. I don't know. What else? What else do you got going on in favorite town?
This is so silly, but it's like me. All right, so I used to work for Guillermo. He is a brilliant mind, and I learned a ton from him. Mostly how to write friggin' test scripts correctly that just piss me off. Anyway, so him and I were chit-chatting the other day, and I'm just putting everyone on blast on this episode. But he asked if we wanted to submit a session for Dreamforce mutually.
Ooh.
And for me, that's a huge vote of confidence for somebody that came in. I mean, I don't know, like kind of like mid-admin to working with him to moving to where I am. And I feel like I learned a lot from him, and I am a better Salesforce consultant admin because of him. So for him to say, hey, you want to do something together, I was like, I'm not crying. Of course I will. You're crying. I'm not crying. I got so verklempt about it. It's very flattering. So thanks, G. We're talking tomorrow about it.
I'm really happy that he reached out to me about speaking at Force Academy, because it really encouraged me to develop that new session. And he was really trying to get some diversity happening. So I really appreciate that. He's
such an ally when it comes to that. Like he's so all about women in tech, and he's all about helping people and teaching people. And anyway, so
what if we find out that he's the one who painted on the Astro? Then he's going to be like the perfect man. Who can do nail art.
Well, yeah.
And is so smart.
Probably could. He probably could do nail art, for fuck's sake.
Speaking of, for fuck's sake, the other fun thing that I discovered through someone else on Facebook, you can set your Waze voice to Mr. T.
What?
So I don't usually have the voice on because it annoys me when they're like, there's a car. Like, okay, fine. Yeah. There's a car on the side of the highway. Like, move on. So it's like too much a little bit. So I just set it in this place where I can see it and I don't turn it on. But it is amazing. Get ready to turn right, fool. Oh my gosh. There's one other thing that he says, and I forget what it says when you get there, but like it's great. So if you're like, I changed my Siri voice too, but they don't have fun ones. They just have like Australian man or English man. But yeah, there you go. Mr. T. To me, that heralds back to the days. Did you ever have a TomTom?
Oh, yeah.
And there was custom voices. I moved to Boston, and there was a Boston voice for the TomTom. But it was like this dude that just recorded it, because you could do that, and then like put them in a place people could download them. So the volume was not consistent. And so I had to turn it up really high. But then at the end, he would say, "Park the car, you're here." But that one recording was so loud, it scared the shit out of me every time I knew it was coming, but like I did not become a Pavlovian dog and remember, like it would seriously scare me every time I got somewhere. And my mom loved that thing, and she told that story to like everyone she knew. It was hilarious. I probably still have that TomTom because I'm a hoarder. So if I KonMari myself ever, then it's no longer brings me joy. So I'm going to throw it away. But I probably still have it.
I am the opposite. I cannot tell you how many times I throw stuff out and I will want something later. Or Josh will be like, where's that? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nope. I got rid of it. He's like, why?
Yeah, I think we
It
talked
took
about
up
this when you
space.
moved. Like, yeah, we had to, like, put a
Oh
sticker
my
on it if
God.
you really care.
Right? He's like, but this is my own home. I'm like, put a sticker on it. It's gone.
So get out your phone, get cupcakes, and put a nice background on it. Download the Halsey album.
Oh, yes. So
Then
good.
turn on Mr. T, and then go to the website for submitting a session and submit your session. That's your
I like this new recap thing you're doing.
super fave to-do list, right? Meow. Or before the 30th is
Do it right
when
now.
admin and developer sessions are due. They're different processes, so choose your own adventure. And is it not crazy we're talking about Dreamforce already? It is 5 months away. When will registration open? Do you want to? What's an over under? What do you think? I think it's going to be within the next 30 days.
I have no idea. I
It's
have
a really
no
fun
idea.
game.
I have no thought.
I have absolutely no opinion. Leave me alone. Goodbye.
I'm like, yay, whatever.
To that I say, yes, flamingo.
Yes, flamingo.
Stay witty.